There's Something Wrong with the Children, 2023. Hello everyone and welcome. The story of this movie begins with two families who seem to be close friends. One of them has two children, Ali and Thomas's kids. The next day, everyone went for a walk through the forest. It seems that their journey is beautiful, but making the way through the forest is rather challenging. On their way, they came through this place, but from the bottom it didn't look like that to them. However, it's worth exploring such a strange place that can hide a few secrets within. Once they entered, the place seemed beautiful, like in an abandoned building that may be in an old military base or an abandoned mining camp. Suddenly, they couldn't find the kids and heard screams. They rushed to find them, but it turned out that the children were kidding. They found them playing with the birds' nest while the birds were dead. Margot called them to see what she had found. When they got there, they saw a pit that looks like a very deep and frightening well. That little child said, "The place that shines." So the two children put their hands up and repeated the same phrase at once. Then the girl's nose started to bleed. So everybody decided to leave. But Spence came back and practically threw himself into the pit. Is there any link between those dead birds and these strange things that happened? How about this scary noise coming out of this deep pit? Everyone went home and everything seemed normal as usual. They all seemed to drink a lot, and no matter where they went, they would have beer with them. After that, they split up as women went home while men stayed out. So Margot spoke to Ali, and Ali told her that she have no intimacy with her husband because of life's preoccupations, and the two children don't leave them alone. Margot suggested to keep the children there tonight, so Ali and her husband could have a fun night together. By nightfall, the atmosphere seemed festive and amusing. But the strange thing is that this child Lucy seemed distracted and looks into the bush in the dark. Margot told her husband she wanted the children to stay with her, and he accepted immediately. After that, Thomas and his wife Ali left and took the bottle with them. At Ben and Margot, they were all playing cards, but later Lucy told Ben her brother wanted to go to the bright spot in the forest to that scary pit. What the hell is that? After that, the children went to sleep and the couple went out to get some fresh air and talk. And after came home, something weird happened. Is there a ghost hunting both children? The next morning, Margot went to call the children for breakfast but didn't find them at their place. The couple searched the house, but they failed to find them. So the husband decided to go and look for them. He found this piece that belonged to Lucy. And when he got to the scary spot, he found them along the deep pit and they looked like they wanted to jump. Gosh, what a disaster! His wife was terrified, so she called him, but he spoke intermittently. What the hell is going on? Did the children jump into the pit or Ben was fantasizing? Everyone started looking at Ben in a strange way. He looks shocked as we do. He went to ask the two kids, but they were talking in a strange language. It seems they really went. This girl seems to be manipulating him and won't tell him the truth. Somehow, the noses of the two kids started to bleed. What's the matter? Ben went home, and when his wife went to see him because he looked strange, he told her what had happened. She thought there was something wrong with him as he was exhausted, so he was hallucinating. Maybe his wife has a point. This drug somehow fits his condition. Suddenly, he found Lucy in front of him. She wants to play a game with him. Gosh, come on, come on. Both children went missing, so he decided to go out. But are they really manipulating him or is he delusional? Because everybody has noticed that he was acting strange. Things seemed to get out of hand. He began to deal violently with the two children, so everyone rose up against him. Then he told them what happened, but Ali ordered him to shut up. Looks like things started to get worse between everybody about leaving the two kids to come out alone. But when he confronted Thomas and discussed his secret with his wife, Thomas decided to go and leave everyone and seems quite angry with his wife for revealing their secrets. Ali, by contrast, confronted him with his secrets, told him the truth about himself and how he went through manic episodes and lost his job because of it, and that his wife was unwilling to have children with him because of his illness. But Margot slapped her. Apparently everything became hell in an instant because of Ben. Lucy returned to him. Her brother appeared from the other side. And while Lucy was talking to Ben, Spence hit him with a shovel. Penn tried to take it, but the child stayed holding it. Then he hit him on the stomach. He stopped breathing and fell down. Lucy liked that and had fun, but the boy wasn't kidding. He stopped breathing and his heart stopped beating. What a terrible thing. Even little Lucy sounds crafty and might even tell her parents the truth. What a poor man. The police have been informed that Penn killed the child, and his wife seems to be in a terrible shape. Everyone's life became hell in a moment, and the reason is still unknown. Penn asked his wife to go with him to that terrifying pit to show her the bodies of the 2 children in order to believe that he is sincere in what he says. When they arrived, they couldn't find anything. It seems he has a mental disorder. But something strange happened earlier because the 2 kids had already wanted to come here. The wife didn't believe him and considered him insane as he takes mood stabilizers. When she came back, the girl suddenly appeared behind her and told her that her brother Spence was simply playing, but she didn't seem sad and wanted to play a game with her and show her what's in the forest. When Thomas saw Margot with his daughter, he lost his temper. While Spence didn't appear dead, he opened his eyes. When Thomas got to the kid, she said he wanted to play a game with him in the forest, see what she would do for him. The question now is whether these 2 children are real or haunted by a ghost, or the ghost has taken the 2 children and passed for them. When Margot came in, she didn't find anybody. Even Alan, her son, disappeared. She called everyone, but she got no response. It seems she is now alone in this lonely forest. She called Thomas, his phone rings among the trees, but he's not here. She went home and called her husband, and as his phone rings, a strange light pops. She's very frightened. Damn, well, the sound comes out of the door. She doesn't have to go. It looks like something scary is coming. When she came in, something grabbed her foot, but it turned out she was Ali, who was seriously wounded. So she died on the spot. Then Spence appeared before her, but he seemed eccentric. He pursued her, but she escaped and shut the door. A strange shade appeared behind her, similar to the man's insect, which turned out to be Lucy, who wanted to play with Margot. But Margot managed to escape and met the police officer outside, who came to report the child's death. Margot confused the police officer with her and told her that Ali died in there and they should escape, but the officer ordered her to stay outside while she enters and checks the case. The officer checked the place and told her she had found a lot of blood inside, but there is no trace of a body there. Suddenly, something pulled her inside and she started screaming. Margot ran away and walked directly to the car, but she heard the noise and hid. The 2 kids came, but they didn't see her. She called Thomas's phone. They heard the phone ring among the trees, so they left. It sounds like now is her chance to escape in the car. Penn appeared in front of her, so she decided to go and see him and told him that he was right and that they had to run. But he told her that the shiny place is great, as if he fell under the magic of the strange place and became like the 2 kids. Even his words sounds weird and messy. Damn, she's in big trouble. Will he kill her like little ones did with their parents? She stopped him and fled, but both the kids ambushed her, so she fell to the ground and passed out. Sounds like something is pulling her. These 2 kids are really strange. See what's gonna happen to her. What about the rest? She ended up with Ali in that terrifying place, and the 2 children threw bodies into that pit that lights up every time they threw a body in it. Margot was faking death, so she hit it out of nowhere and pushed the 2 kids. They fell into the pit and she finally managed to survive and come back. She found Penn. He pulled the knife out of his shoulder and began to get close to her. It seemed like the end. Suddenly, Thomas intervened and pounced on him. At last, she managed to escape, then stopped along the way and began to cry. It seemed that she had barely begun to understand what happened. Suddenly, Penn and the 2 kids reappeared, so she decided to crush them all. See you in the next video.